That doesn't sound good, Scotty.
Don't let the gray hair fool you.
But then you'll be facing me over here.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm a beauty queen. I did have a 95-year-old woman in here in a parade. Can you hear me okay? Yes. So I'm not in the show, Scott, it's just you. Okay. So when I ask a question, just rephrase the question in your answer, you know, like work it in. So don't speak in as many pronouns as like it is this and it's, you know, my Newport or, you know, like the Newport or whatever. You know, like basically every answer should stand on its own instead of having me, because I'm not in the show, so it's just you. Oh, I see, okay. All right. You understand? I believe so. Okay. Do you have any? Let me know. It believes so. I'm sorry. Where should I look? Should I look at
right
you?
here in my eyes?
Very good.
Don't even pretend. Let's go ahead and just say and spell your name for the camera and the year, make, model of vehicle.
My name is Scott Allred, A-L-L-R-E-D. First name Scott, S-C-O-T-T. My car is a 1970 Newport convertible, Chrysler.
All right, good. How'd you get into this car? I mean, what is this car?
This car is called a fuselage style Chrysler. Started in 1969, and some people debate between 72 and 73 when they changed styles. I've always loved this style, and the fact that it's a convertible, they only made 1,900 of them. I thought I would never own one. Found it available, worked a deal, and got the car.
How was that process of getting such a rare car? I mean, you know, as soon as you saw it, did you have to have it? I mean, talk about that.
It's interesting that you asked that because I saw the car on eBay, and it attracted my attention. The man had a price I knew he wasn't going to get, and so I asked my wife, "Can I look at another car?" She says, "Sure, get rid of the one you have." And so I worked a deal with the man, bought the car, done a lot of bit of work on it, had it for 3 years now.
Now, what kind of shape was it in when you got it, and I mean, what have you done with it?
The body and the interior were almost as you see it here. The motor mounts were shot. The cooling system was no good. I towed the car from Nevada. It had sat for 10 years. Since then, I have done almost everything on the underside. Suspension, brakes, I rebuilt the front end, gone through the whole cooling, air conditioning system. Have some future plans on it with the motor among the interior. The problem with cars like this is that unlike Challengers and Chargers and Barracudas, nobody makes a lot of aftermarket parts for this. And so interior pieces, although I can get the seat coverings, I cannot get the seat rubber. And so that becomes a hunt. As I said, they made 1,900 of them. This car was built in June of 1970, was not sold until new in August of 71. They were not desired, they still are not today. And so parts, it's a little bit easier finding than it is for a 62 Chrysler, but still, it's a shopping time.
What makes it so undesirable?
That's an interesting question. I think part of the deal is that they were huge. It was at the time when in 1970 Toyota was coming into the market. Volkswagen was the #1 selling import. These cars today still gets 10 miles to the gallon. They were on their way out. It took Chrysler to 1975 to figure it out. They continued building big cars like this, losing their shirt right and left. The smallest car Chrysler made was the 1975 Cordoba, which was the same thing as a Charger. So Chrysler got drugged kicking and screaming into the small car world. And as most people know, it wasn't until they went bankrupt in 1979 that they finally introduced a small car and put the Chrysler label on it. So unfortunately, the big body Chryslers, there's people like me who love them, but not back in the 70s.
Is this a driver? Is this?
I drive it every day if I could. At $3.50 a gallon, I don't drive it that much. But when price is lower on gas, I drive it whenever I can. It's not uncommon to find this car sitting out in front of my church in Wasco, California. It's 30 miles from my house. I pastor a church there, and so I love driving it. But the gas mileage is a little bad.
Talk about just the car culture here at Mopar, and it's just a different breed of car fanatic. I mean, paint me a picture of who are these people?
Mopar people, you're right. Mopar people are a strange breed. The fact that they know their car, they know their product, and they're happy of it. The fact that I think that it was an underdog mark, that's one of the reasons why I've always liked Chrysler products, is that everybody seems to have a Chevy and a Ford, but how many people drive Chryslers? The joke about Chryslers is that parts are so expensive that everybody knows you're a rich guy if you drive one. That's a joke, but there's a lot of truth to that. You can buy a Chevy 350 motor for anywhere from $100 to $300. A 440 like this one has, a rebuildable core is $600. You want to buy brakes for a car like this, you're going to spend anywhere from $60 to $90 for a drum, a little bit more for a disc brake setup. You can rebuild an entire 62 Chevrolet for what it would cost just to do the motor and the transmission on this. And so I think Chrysler people are semi-proud of that. We're a smaller breed. There's not that many of us. Right now, Barrett Jackson is setting the price of some Chrysler products so sky high.